What's up, guys? Thank you for tuning in to the Kansai Kollective. Today, we're going to be joined with our man Ant, talking about some of the challenges going from where you want to be to getting here to Japan and the U.S., some of his stories back in the Lower East Side.
Lower East Side.
LES in Manhattan. Him and Zane love talking about in New York. So tune in this episode. We talk a little bit about the dating culture, some love hotel stuff, and some more on the Kansai Kollective. We'll see you soon. Peace.
Kansai Kollective. West side of Japan, we out here coolin'. Zane and Nessa got connections. We know you got questions.
Do you want to take the honors, or do we stick with the
Yo, y'all. We are here, baby, live in the Kansai, Osaka, Honmachi, the deck. It is your boy, Zane Fletcher Johnson, with my beautiful Steve Jobsy co-host.
I like it. I think he kind of sucked as a person, but maybe not too bad business. I'll take it as a compliment.
Yes, business.
What's up, guys? Asa Questenberry here. Happy to be joining you all for another episode of the Kansai Collective.
It is a beautiful spring day in...
Spring kana.
Spring? It's not?
Spring. Oh, technically, yeah, I guess.
When does summer start?
Summer solstice, June 21st.
Ooh,
Longest day of the year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, it is now springtime, and
I guess I answered my own question, yeah.
I'm loving it, yo. They're going to have festivals this year.
Like, that we can go to?
Yep. Gion Matsuri, one of the most popular festivals in Japan, in Kyoto, is going down. And I think it is July 16th is the main day.
Before we dive back into festivals, who's this?
I don't know. He just appeared.
What's up, man? Introduce yourself, good sir.
What's going on? My name is Anthony. I'm from New York City, and I'm out here in Osaka with these lovely gentlemen here.
Thank you, good sir.
We got a
Good
nice
vibes.
mix of interracial swag going on. You feel me?
Wait, you should have sat between us because you would have been like, it would have been like the
sandwich?
mix, right?
Yeah, it would have been like the
light brown
color,
and white.
color variation.
Milky, cafe latte, dark chocolate, right? It would have been a nice little blend. We messed up the color palette, at least in the rotation. And pleasure to have you, man.
Yes, we are.
Another
Appreciate it.
Osaka resident.
Yeah.
I want to jump back into festivals
Oh, nice.
because you're close to how many years?
3.5, 4 years in the summertime, yeah.
So we're pretty close to the exact same time. You've got a little bit more. So we have a similar situation in the sense that like the first year and a half of our time in Japan, very different than the second half because
Absolutely.
of COVID, right?
Yeah.
And one thing I've yet to experience that's like on my like romanticized things to do in Japan. I want to go to a summer festival
That is
with
so
a chick
crazy.
in the yukata. That's like something that like
Ooh.
it's like you gotta do. probably very, as Aaron's making me say, very, very probably warm. But I never got that experience, and they shut down all the festivals. If you're watching, festivals in Japan are a massive part of the culture. Like thousands of years of history for these festivals. And the last 2 years, the government's been like, yeah, none of them. You can't have any of them. So like, I never got to experience. Have you done festivals?
Festivals are one of the main reasons why I love living in Japan, man.
There you
It's
go,
a different vibe. The vibe, kind of like what we were talking about with Dika, man. You know, it's like a black person cookout. You feel me? It's just something that you can't explain. You just gotta be there.
Giya Matsuri is the equivalent of a black person cookout.
Yes, man. You see, you got these big shrines or these things that they're carrying on, daisha, I think maybe it's called, that they're carrying on top of them, like 20 to 30 people all working together to move this thing, you know, and then they're wearing like the traditional garb, and then they got the food, the matsuri food, the festival food. It's like you go to a carnival, and then people are really happy, and then you got people wearing kimonos, yukatas,
There's just
beautiful
no, like,
women,
deadly
beautiful
rides.
scenery, man. It's fire. It's fire. You know, it's like the only time where Japanese are like okay with like having a really great time in front of other people, unless it's like in a restaurant type swag. You know what I'm saying? It's super dope.
No, it is,
It's super hot, but it's so fun.
Have you gotten the experience?
Yeah, when I first came here, I'm gonna say like I came here like on a Thursday, and then I was at a hotel for like 2 days. Friday, I was living like in Habikina. It was like kind of like by the mountainsides.
Right.
And so like I was leaving the hotel, going to my then apartment, which was at the Lido Palace.
Right.
So I was on the bus, and it was like, I don't know, I was just looking outside the windows of the bus, and I saw fucking the crazy like Matsuri. I forgot what it was. It's not
One of them.
It's not Danjiri. It's one of the. It's another one before that. I forgot.
There's a big one in not to know. There's a
Kawa.
there's a huge one in Osaka. I forget.
Yodogawa, maybe.
Tenma Matsuri. Yeah. Tenma Matsuri. It's a fireworks festival as well.
Nice.
Yes, the
But this,
fireworks
if you're
flag.
watching, I mean, this just because of shit, like, there's so many. Like, it's hard to keep track of how many. And I've never gone. I've been here 4 years. I've never had the experience, man.
Why
I
is
know.
that? Why is that?
I just the first year, like when I was a teacher, my schedule just never worked out with it because you're working until 10 at night. So it's like the days I had off just didn't line up with the actual festivals. And then finally, when I was done teaching, COVID happened and they shut down. So it was just like bad timing. But I've never gotten a festival experience. I'm super bummed out about
let's start. And what great experiences have you had out here in Osaka? What makes you stay so far for the 4 years?
I don't know. It's a tough question, but like I remember initially coming here because of like the martial arts, and it kind of links in with like how we met. Because I remember I put a picture up on my gram, and you're like, this dude is mad persistent. Like he's sending me comments. He's like,
He's
yo,
sliding in your DMs, dude.
not even yet. He's like, yo, fire picture. All right, throw another picture up. This is before I started following him back. He's like, yo, this picture is fire. Something. Let's link. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, who the hell is this? And so I go to his page, and I see him in like some sick like. I don't know what you call it.
The Hinomaru.
Nah, was it the Hinomaru with the hat? I don't know.
Oh, no, that's just samurai garb.
Yeah. It's
all samurai garb.
Yeah, so I peeped that picture, and then as a karateka, you're also a black belt, right? Mm-hmm. So I peeped that, and I was like, yo, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's an instant connect. I'm not a black belt, but
So the martial arts connect.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Well, I liked you because you were a movie buff, and I like movies, and it's very hard.
He liked your eyes. He's lying to
Oh,
you.
thank you.
Anywho, yes, movies. But yeah, it was great hanging out with you, and
Absolutely.
And
we're here to find out
now
more.
he's roped you into the collective, man.
Yeah,
You're part of the community. So, Ant, as always, pleasure joining us. Zane, as always, pleasure getting in all the guests. So, like, I don't find any of the guests. I'm not that approachable. It's all Zane.
yeah,
So,
he's the tech geek.
big props to Zane on this end.
Yeah, this dude is super charismatic. You know what I mean?
He's a good one, man. It's a good little team.
Yeah.
Thank you, Zane. So he slides in your DMs as he does with most people. He gets you involved. But his question though, what are some of your, you've been here for a couple of years. What are some of the big draws for you here in Osaka? Has it always been Osaka?
It's always been Osaka, man. I was initially supposed to be in Tokyo, and I forgot. Like I was watching what do you call those, like J vloggers?
Yeah,
before they were J vloggers. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so like I've already made like connections in Tokyo with like a lot of friends. They're like, yo, you're coming, right? And you know what I mean? Like I just, I was using them to like kind of motivate me. You know what I mean? So long story short, like within like before coming here, like 2 years before coming here, I was like, you know what? I was like, you know what? I'm gonna come to Osaka, see what's up. So I'm here now and just exploring, meeting.
There you go. That's how it happens. I think a lot of people, like, before you came here, what was your image or idea of Japan? Because most people, it's only Tokyo. Maybe they know a little bit about Kyoto, but everyone knows Tokyo, of course. So is it similar for you?
You know what? Like, I've been to Tokyo twice, and that's like the Mecca. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to compare this city to that city, but like, it's a beautiful thing. And especially now that, like, we have a pandemic. I was telling Zane, like a couple of months ago, that, as foreigners, like, we should appreciate this time now because we have this all to ourselves now. You know what I mean? Like, I guess, like, next month there's going to be a lot of tourists again, and we're not going to have, like, the opportunities to, like, be rare individuals out here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to embrace that for now.
Or even just visit places without like headaches, because we've mentioned some of our earlier episodes, we talked about this when the pandemic first happened. Like, Kyoto is so over touristed that like being able to go there when there was no tourists is like you won't ever get that experience again. Like being able to just go to Kiyomizudera and just like just walk in on like on a weekend and explore it, like that's gone. As soon as it's back open.
Okay. What did you do before you came to Japan?
I had like multiple jobs, man. I was working at after schools. I was teaching. I was working at bars at night. Before that, I was
Just hustling.
just hustling, man.
Slanging it around, hustling.
Yeah, man.
Well, yeah, you was living in the city in Queens,
Manhattan.
Manhattan.
LES. Yeah.
LES.
Yeah,
Wow,
LES,
Lower
born and
East
raised.
Side. That's a nice
Whoa.
area, bro.
Educate me. Lower East Side.
Lower East
Yeah,
Side.
Is that the slang?
it's a
LES?
very think of like
Yeah.
like where all the hip people are. You know what I'm saying? Hip.
Yeah.
It's close to Brooklyn. It's just
That's
a popular
when you first
fashion.
come over the bridge from Brooklyn. Is that
yeah,
area?
yeah, that's
Oh,
Lower East
okay,
Side.
okay, okay,
But to clarify though, like, yes, the LES, it's known for like whatever it's known for, its fashion and its bougie-ness. But growing up there, like, it wasn't always the case. You know what I mean? It was like straight up like crooks. You know what I mean? So that's where I come from. You know what I mean? So
How do you
yeah.
feel about like, because I always think to myself, I don't ever have to look over my shoulder or like think like someone's gonna try and steal my bag or something.
Right.
Does-
In Japan?
yeah.
Okay, I thought
Yeah.
you were, I was like in New York. Wow, that's impressive. You were really connected. If you're just like I walk these streets without a care.
Yeah,
In
no,
Japan,
no. In
okay.
Japan, like, do you still like have those? Do you have that? Do you feel like did you feel worried, like when you lived in New York, like about people doing something to you?
You know what? Like, it's kind of the opposite now, right? So like, I'm just so like, I can walk around with the phone in my hand, like freely and whatever. But like, I'm hitting my friends up in New York. I'm like, yo, man, I'm not built for this anymore. Like, you guys have to guide me. Like, I lost everything. You know what I mean? Like I'm desensitized.
You've
you know
been
what I mean?
Japanized.
Japanized, yeah. So I feel like somebody's just gonna rob me from like whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm the worst with that with my wallet, man. Like when I visited over the winter, like I just go down and sit at the bar counter with my friends, put my wallet and phone down, turn this way, start talking to like whoever, and like my buddies are the
crazy.
bartenders, and they love to just like they'll pull it and they're constantly like, dude, do you want to keep your wallet or what? Because you're asking for it to be gone. So yeah, we all get Japanized.
right? Yeah.
All right. So, like you said, you were teaching. You were working at bars. Why were you hustling so hard? It's because you was in LES. Or?
No, just trying to get some money and plus like save money to get here. You know what I mean? And,
What was the passion?
So
what
this
was
was
the drive?
premeditated.
Yeah, man. I've been wanting to come here since like 2006. And rest in peace to my then best friend. His name is Kel. Like I remember like going to his place. He was Chinese. I would go to his place and we would just like, break night talking about like living in Japan. And he wanted to live here because his ex-girlfriend moved to Tokyo. And so he was like heartbroken. So I was just there to like chill with him. But we would always like contemplate. But in order to get here, like I had to finish school. I didn't finish high school or anything. I'm like a New York street rat. You know what I mean? So like straight up, like
Come on, let's talk about that. I want to hear
straight
that.
up, straight up, like fucking like. I grew up in I've never said this like publicly.
Aaron's just making ticks of like the how many bleeps are we gonna need for this episode?
Yes. Sorry. Yeah, my fault.
It's okay. You're just giving him work, but he needs to work. It's okay.
My fault. But yeah, man. I grew up in a domestic violence household. You know what I mean? So like I was out in the streets since I was like 11 years old, like just doing like the most negative things you can do. Well, not the most negative things, but you know what I mean? Like doing things that a child shouldn't be doing at a tender age. You know what I mean?
Like what? Can we just like?
Are we diving into
Dude, yeah, I can.
trauma talks are the
Dude,
best ones?
yeah. We can get into
Yeah,
that, man.
the trauma
like,
talks are the
dude,
best.
like, yo.
Give us the soft version.
Yeah. So like, So like, I don't know. Like my parents split. I was like in the 5th grade, and I was definitely not focused in school. I was just messing around, and then on weekends, it always happened on weekends. Let's see, for example, like my mom got with this dude, and every time he came over, it was on the weekends, and there used to be fights. Cops used to always come over to my place in the Lower East Side. They knew me by name, and so I would either, my option was to like stay home and just witness that, you know what I mean? Like fights, blood everywhere, you know what I mean?
Of course, or be out.
Or be out, you know what I mean? But like when I mean be out, like I had cousins, like I visit my cousin's house, but like when I would, I had little friends around the neighborhood and all that, and another friend that, I had a lot of friends that passed away growing up, and one of my other friends, his name was Adrian. He would always like tell me to come downstairs and hang out, and we were like 12 years old, and we would get into like wild stuff, like sneak into bars in New York City, like 1999.
That's
Wilding.
Crazy.
Yeah.
12-year-olds at the bar.
Yo, dude, like going into sex shops, like fucking smoking a cigarette for the first time, like
Sex
wild,
shops.
dude. Like,
Sex shops at 12.
Sex shops and
Yo.
tobacco.
yeah, you know what I mean?
All the things a fifth grader should not be
dude.
getting into.
Yeah.
So to build off that, man, because what I see is admirable in that situation is it's never with most people in this day and age. It's never where you start, right? It's where you end up. And in that sense, you've taken a situation that we can largely probably say was a negative situation, right? And you have parlayed that into this situation here in Osaka, which, as you just said, I'm not cut out for that anymore. It's a totally different atmosphere, different situation, probably a little bit, we would hope, healthier. So a question we asked a lot of people was it your friend's influence that made you in here? But at what point did you say, like, okay, I got to get out of this situation and into something different? And was something different, was that goal always Japan, or what were the steps that got you to that point?
So, like, let's see. So I feel like there's like 3 routes to this, how I got here. First, it was my boy Kel, rest in peace, Kel. Or it could have been like, I've always wanted to be a teacher. If you guys ever watched Boy Meets World, and that English, what's that English teacher's name?
I don't know, but I know you're talking about.
But that cool English teacher, you know what I mean?
Dr. Feeney? Miss Feeney?
Nah, not Feeney, the cool teacher. Nah, definitely not Feeney.
That's the only one I remember.
Oh, there's another dude, John Taylor, something like that. Anyway, so like he was a cool, you know what I mean? Like I wanted to get into like teaching, but like the traditional side, not the Japanese, you know what I mean? Like whatever. But so I was like, all right. So I started like, well, my cousin Pete pinpointed out. He's like, yo, look at this guy. Like this guy's in Japan. He's he's walking around like in a supermarket, like you know what I mean? Like just showing off a supermarket.
Is he a J vlogger?
He was a J vlogger before the J vlogger. So I was like, yo, like if he can do that, why can't I? But then like I was like, and then also well, whatever. So I saw that, I was like, I need to be out there. You know what I mean? Like I've always loved like Japanese, Asian culture. You know what I mean? I'm super into Asian culture.
Because you said your buddy Kel was Chinese, right?
Yes.
Okay. So.
Yeah. So, but of course, like Japanese culture, and like I started picking up the language back then, like in 2004, 2005. I was working at the Disney store, dude. And so like these 2 beautiful Japanese girls, they told me how to say watashi wa nihongo benkyou shitai, which is like I'm studying, or I want to study Japanese. And ever since then, I was like, yo, these girls are beautiful, but I need to keep up with this if I want
to make my move.
Yeah. So whatever, with all due respect, I had to go back to school. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't finish high school. So I had to get a GED, went to get a GED, failed at that, you know what I mean? I was just like not motivated, but I navigated my way through that. I went to school, finished university, long story short, but I didn't do it traditionally. Like, you know what I mean? I took breaks because I was like in my 20s, skating, wilding, and
Wilding. If you guys don't know what wilding means,
great
just
English
ODing
phrase.
or just wilding.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Wow, nothing wrong. That's a great.
sorry.
Yeah. That's another one up there with guap. Guap is another good one. Wilding.
Oh man, I'm so curious because you said you're skating, and we touched on you. Said you were skating before.
Yeah. Big influence.
Were you doing that professionally or what?
Nah, I mean, I had people around me like. My group, we were called the Unknown Skate Crew, and so we befriended.
Fire.
Yeah. So we befriended a lot of like other different sets of skaters. You know what I mean? And then we would like bunch up, and within that circle.
Did you do a skate park, or you were just mobbing on the streets?
Not me, but my friends, like my best friends or like friends of friends, like they were already pro level. Like you know what I mean? I was never like. Definitely not a pro or am quality, but like my friends would like get free boards given to me, kicks or something. And
you didn't get sponsored?
Nah, bro, not like that, bro.
He was trying to get his degree, man.
I was trying to, dude, like the loopholes, like I feel like one of my life philosophies is like, there's ways around everything. You just got to be willing to
there
look
it
for
is.
There's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, absolutely.
As our boy Dika said, it's all about the blessings.
Right, absolutely.
Blessings.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not an orthodox approach at all. You took like you said, by any means necessary, and you were successful.
Right.
I mean, you are here out on the Kansai Collective. So in that sense, congratulations to you, man. If there's a will, as we say.
Yeah. How do you feel, man? Now I'm hearing your story in more detail. You come from a family where there was some trouble.
Right.
Then you was in the streets in New York.
Right.
It's just like you said. It's just you could do whatever you want, right? And then you was out there. But then you're like, you know what? This is not for me. And you started hustling to get yourself out of this situation.
Absolutely.
And now you're out of this situation. How do you feel? Because like, yo, Japanese people can't even understand. Because like when you say you was wilding or you was like, you was 12 years old going into sex shops and smoking tobacco, you feel me? Like what Asa said, where you came from to where you are now, like just the huge elevation, the process, like how do you feel, man?
Man, like that's why I'm like, we've had a conversation about like those foreigners. This is really important too. Like there's foreigners here that are like, they can't stand living here. And there's foreigners here that like appreciate living
Blessed
here.
to be here.
And I'm on that side. And so like those who like just bicker about Japan, and I understand the situations, why they're probably stuck here financially or whatever, but they tend to like, you know what I mean? Like gravitate towards each other. And like, I have friends who are like that. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, it's like, what are you doing here? Like, you know what I mean? Like you're just like wasting your time, and it's not a good environment.
So
You know what I mean?
you're much more grateful. In that sense to be
Absolutely.
here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And wasn't just to jump in though, what we need to do is we need to get someone from Sakai or South Osaka on here, because there's some places in Japan that, as much as we talk about Japan being safe and this and that, like
the hood.
there's some institutional poverty, going on in different parts. Southern Osaka traditionally is one where like, there's people wilding out for sure down there.
Right.
But yeah, man, from where you start to where you end up. So now you're here, stable situation, I'm guessing. 'Cause you've been here a couple years, right? So it seems like you might be here. So what comes next? What are you exploring? Where do you want to take this? What do you think in that sense?
Well, I'm here as a quote unquote lifer. So like ideally, like I'd like to get married and start a family. Like I want to plant my seeds in this country, and this is the first time I've ever been to this country. Before coming here, I was like, this is my one-way ticket.
Same. I'd never been before.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
So really, it's just get roots down, right?
Yeah, get my roots down. Have fun too. But like, you know what I mean? Like that's
Fun country.
Yeah, it's
So have you been practicing your Japanese?
Not as much as I should.
Skoshidake, ne?
Skoshidake, definitely. But yeah.
Okay. I guess you don't need that to get women then.
We're gonna get into that right now, but yeah,
You're a good-looking guy. Tell us the process. You coming from New York? You coming from New York, where you got all these different breeds of beautiful women meshing.
Breeds.
Like, yo, what you could find. Like, I remember when I was living in New York, bro. There was a black and Chinese girl.
Oh yeah,
one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life. That's how it's still stuck in my mind, bro.
Yeah,
she came into this deli that I used to work in. She was so beautiful, bro. I was like, yo, I'm not even gonna try and
No
talk
slang in
to
the
you.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let you know. You are beautiful. You're the most, like, I had to let her know, you feel me? But like,
but with those
I didn't
girls,
even shoot my shot, bro, because I knew
they don't want the
there
pretty
was too
words.
many. There was too many. It was off in Chamber Street.
Oh, Chamber Street, bro.
Yeah. Oh, super rich.
Chamber
These
Street.
two I know nothing.
Chamber Street, right where I used to live at.
Right.
Dude, I used to live. I kind of live by Chamber Street, but like my foundation is Rivington and Eldridge Street, but that's right near. That's LES. You know
Yo,
what I mean? Like,
oh my God! Just very rich people live in that area. But I already knew,
So yeah, man, how do you pool out here? How's it going?
How is it? I mean, yo,
do you
dude,
slang?
like,
Are you just like, I'm from New York, and they're like,
nah, that's not, man. I mean, like, yo, let me just get this clear.
What's your nampa?
Nah. Let me get this clear, man. There's so many beautiful women in this country. Like, the media. The media, like what people see, and like is a difference between actually being here. Like, you know what I mean?
Facts.
Like but you know what I mean? Like, I have a girlfriend already. You know what I mean? So I'm like, but before that,
How did you meet her?
We're not gonna get into that, right?
Okay. What was
I
the
met at a
better
cafe.
question?
Yeah.
What was the first date you went on with her?
We went to Kyoto.
There you go.
Yeah, I went to Kyoto. And Osaka's cool because we got Kyoto, right? But the thing is that I was listening to a podcast with the homie from Kyoto, and I'm like, yo, why don't I go to Kyoto often? It's because like I want to keep that place so rare that I visit it every once in a red moon. You know what I mean? Because it's such a beautiful place. You know what I mean?
Once in a red moon. I like that.
You feel
Never
me?
heard
Like,
that one.
So, Ant, for your dates, are you more of like a trip type of? So, for what I mean by that is like, are you like, let's go on a day trip, or like let's go out to dinner, or like what's your preferred?
you know what's like?
It depends, of course, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it depends. But like when I started dating here, like the women seemed to be like, "Yo, let's meet up at." For my experience, yo, let's meet up at 11 a.m. I'm like, okay, we're catching like a brunch, but then it'll be like, we're gonna go to we're gonna go to like to. We're gonna have a brunch and we're gonna have a whole full day of whatever. But when I come from where we come from is like, yeah, we're just having a dinner, right? We're just having, but like it'll just be like
one
a length.
thing.
Yeah. So is it? Am I bugging or is it?
yeah, there's a lot to commit to for a whole day. I want to get my hair cut before.
Yeah, like so, like that happened to me like twice with this like one girl, and I'm like, wait, what is this? Like I thought we were just having this. Like I got things to do. Like you know what I mean, like I don't really have time to be like catering to your needs. You know what I mean, like what am I getting in return or something? You know, like. But
No effort for the side of Ant. It's like let's make it happen or not.
Yeah,
man.
like seriously,
I got
like,
stuff to do.
I remember that happened. That was like towards like the holidays. Like I barely know you. Like what do you a whole day? Like
Okay, so
what is
let
that?
me ask, like, what is your preference of talking to girls? How do you talk to girls? Do you use apps or do you just go up to them and talk to them? What's your
in person, bro? Natural,
really?
organic. You know what I mean? Like that is my. You know what I
that's
mean?
still a live tradition?
And
to still
yeah, bro. I'm if I'm going out swinging and missing too.
Yes,
but like
yes,
you know what I
yes,
mean?
yes,
They're
yes.
mostly misses, but like I'm gonna catch one. I'm gonna catch one.
Take more threes, make more threes.
Exactly.
Did you try the New York or maybe even American approach of just going up to a girl and trying to start a conversation?
Yeah, absolutely. With my broken Japanese, and they
how you
either
learn.
like it or feel like they pity it and it works, or if not, it's just like I don't know. You like
Teach
just
me,
go
sensei.
somewhere else.
No, but when you take that approach, though, you learn your Japanese very, very well. Funny, I had a story. Was at a meeting with some guys in Kyoto. We're having some drinks, and we were talking about the dating culture. So it kind of connects to this story. And like my Japanese friend, he just is like, because dating culture is still new in Japan. Like they went from a society that was traditionally arranged marriages for most of history. So there's not really a dating culture. So for a long time we have the gokon, right? The singles parties, which if you aren't sure in Japan, there'll be these arranged parties where like 5 single dudes and 5 single girls will go to dinner, and it's like, which one of you am I gonna marry?
Fire.
I'm not sure, right?
Fire.
I didn't know the word for gokon. I knew what I thought it was. So I was explaining to my friend the difference between dating, we're dating, me and this girl, or we're going on a date. And he's like, it's the same thing. I'm like, it's totally not the same thing. Like I can go on a date with a girl, but it's like, it's a test drive, right? We're seeing if the vibe's there. Dating is boyfriend and girlfriend. I've had some experiences where like, that was a huge misunderstanding. So anyway, he's like, what is dating like? And I'm like, oh, it's like gokon. Now, I said gokon before. Gokon means in Japanese. I didn't know this. It's like a super like serious way to say like it's like savage. So like we're sitting at a bar drunk, and he's like, "So what's it like dating women?" And I'm like, "It's like," and he was just like, dude, his face went pale.
That's wild.
And I was like, you know what I'm saying? And like he's like, what? No, and I'm like, I said again. He's like, he's like, shut up. And I'm like, what do you mean, man? It's like the 5 single guys. And then he's like, gokon? Chotto chigaimasu. He's like, so, but what you're saying, man, when you would try with your crappy Japanese or whatever, you make those mistakes, I guarantee you what 2 words I'll never forget again in my life. Gokon and gokon.
Oh,
They're
right.
very similar, very different. Singles party. And
All right, I'm curious. We're gonna get a little deep and spicy. Right? Do you have sex before you guys date?
That is
mean,
right into the juicy details.
Yeah, or do you wait
test
till
the
you guys
waters,
in a relationship? How does that work for you, bro?
Yo, you asking me?
Yeah.
Or
I mean, wait, before I'm in a relationship. Like,
Yeah.
do I
you
sleep
have,
with?
Yeah. Do you have sex with them before she becomes your girlfriend or
Oh,
after she?
nah, I mean, like, I gotta date her, you know what I mean? I gotta season her up, you know what I mean? And vice versa, you know what I mean?
What are
Like,
you looking like that
You're
for,
lying.
Asa?
I don't believe.
I
I
mean,
don't know
yeah,
any single one in this. I don't know a
man.
single guy these day and age who has started dating a girl before they have slept together or at least had some sexual relations. I call cap on
Right.
anyone that says otherwise.
Yeah, truth. Yeah, you gotta, like, you know what I'm saying? Build and bond somehow, you know what I mean? Before you be like, oh, this is,
fact.
you know what I mean? This person looks good naked, you know what I mean? Like, vice versa. It's real, yeah, you know, real talk.
Yeah, God
you know?
forbid you find out afterwards and you're like, ooh,
you know
mistakes
what I
were made in
Yeah,
this situation.
yeah.
I saw this meme. It was joking about how just comparing older generations and modern. It's like older generations, like you start with sharing like childhood memories and trauma and bonding and building up to like the physical, and then like in the modern day and age, it's just like the total opposite. You talk with like the physical stuff is the easiest, and then it's like the pinnacle of relationships is like sharing your trauma together, right? So it's totally reversed.
Yeah, I don't know.
Straight for the juicy details.
Yeah, I mean it's very important because I think it's a culture thing too, probably like in New York at least or in America, right? Of course we want to have sex before, and I think women are a little more open about it and also want to
Like casual hookups.
Yeah, have a casual hookup.
I mean, yo, I haven't gotten lucky like that in this country, real talk. You know what I mean? I had to put in my work. You know what I mean? I had to go on 3 dates. You know what I mean? Before
As
I
you
got
should.
to-
It's more
but,
more
like,
quality.
did you experience a love hotel?
A love hotel? Yeah, of course, man. It was-
I haven't,
I've
so I
only
can't
done
really. I
one.
can't
Yeah,
say that. Yeah,
it's
but I hear
pretty-
it's
Just
good.
go to one.
is
It's kind of weird.
It's weird when you have an apartment though, because you're like, why am I paying?
Yeah, I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't have your own crib, I was living in a Leo Palace. You guys know a Leo Palace?
You know, but you should tell the guests at home
Leo
what is a Leo
palaces,
Palace? Because if
man.
you're coming here to Japan,
I don't know.
you will
So-
definitely probably experience Leo Palace.
So if you're hired by a company, they're gonna give you like some cheap, super cheap. Maybe the water, electric is already like covered under the company, and you're put into this place called the Leo Palace, and it's pretty much like a very bad living condition. So
It's
I
a
was
closet. It's a closet. It's like a
yeah,
box.
it's pretty much like a closet, dude. And so when I first came here, everybody's like, "Yo, I can go to Japan. I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna crash at your place." I was like, "Yeah, that might not be the best choice." Right now.
Yeah, hotel might be bad.
Yeah.
But Leo Palace is the brand of this apartment chain. They're
okay.
everywhere, right?
Okay.
You got like S Lead, Leo Palace, and there's one more, but they're all the same like dormitory closet style.
Yeah, right.
Like you'll have a room with a sink.
So you didn't bring your dates back to your crib?
You want to get specific on that? You wanna
Only
give
the
me
special
intros?
ones.
Come on, man. We're
All right,
having
man,
bro
I'm on the
talk.
spotlight,
Let's
man.
let's talk about this.
I bought some, man. I bought them to the palace. To the palace.
Okay.
To the palace.
Now, did you get any drawback from women? Like,
Yes. You know what? Like I'm getting in trouble. But like I brought women back to the palace, and they were like, "Yo," like in Japanese, like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, the palace." They look at me like, "Okay, like you joking, right?" Like, cause they know like what the palace is. You know what I mean?
Palace.
So
but it's weird, yeah, because like in Japan, it's normal for women to be like, for guys to ask women, "Yo, let's go to a love hotel," you know,
and
what
they'll
I'm
be
saying?
like, definitely,
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
okay.
But maybe with a house, they're a little
Right.
It's too
taken back.
intimate.
Yeah.
But also a lot of it comes from the fact that the walls are built really thin here.
Yes.
And
dude,
lots
so-
of like it's in maybe Dika could have chimed in on this, but like in Asian culture in general, you live with your family much longer. Like you live with family for like, don't put him on the spot, don't grill him.
I'm just
I'm
want to
just
see
saying,
if it's
but
true. You can shake his head or not.
Japan, China, like you live with your family members forever, and the walls are thin. So like
Right.
you ain't bringing her back to the Nishiyama household, right? I mean, you're gonna have your
Nishiyama
whole
household.
family listening. So that's why love hotels originally came up. But what's interesting now, I saw this thing of about how love hotels are dying. One, because like younger people are having less sex, but also like that need, that like kind of idea of that culture of going to love hotel is just not as common with young kids. So they're offering like girls' night packages where like these girls can order food, because like if your girls do girls' night anyway, and it's like, well, why don't we just have a slide in our hotel, right? So they're offering like, they're trying all these, like one was trying like a work from home, like love in a love hotel. You rent a love hotel for the weekend, and it's got like perfect Wi-Fi. So changing cultures, very interesting.
Yeah, and like you could like based off Instagram, maybe like girls like 4 or 5 girls going to hotels with each other, you know what I mean, and just having a party. And all
Right,
that.
girls' night. They
Yeah.
got to slide.
Did you have to did you have to change your personality a little bit to kind of adapt to dating a Japanese woman? Because in America, right?
Is your girlfriend Japanese?
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is.
Like in America, right? I think people are very open with having someone that is just very different from them personality wise. But yeah, did you have to adapt to like kind of change the way you do your game in order to date women out here?
You know what, man? Like, I try to keep it as original and funky as possible, but
The spice.
yeah, but the thing is that like American jokes just don't click here. You know what I mean? I like you know,
Facts.
you
Yeah,
guys know
that
that.
sarcasm just is. They're just whoop right over their head. They're like, what? And you're just like,
doesn't work.
never mind. Yeah.
Yeah, man, you guys know what's up, man. You can't just be pulling off those jokes from back home and here they're like, they'll give you like a straight face. You'll be like,
Yeah.
no.
Nani?
It's so true. You gotta learn how to adapt, man.
Yeah,
And luckily being a foreigner out here, if you just look like a foreigner, it can really help you to stand out and then give you the opportunity to, talk to women.
Do you know about LBH?
What's that?
You guys heard that slang before?
No, what's that?
Just to kill that idea you just brought up, was saying like just being a foreigner. There's a slang now. A bunch of people in Tokyo know it. LBH means loser back home.
Oh.
And they use it specifically to describe the type of foreigner that comes here under the idea of
Right.
I'm not Japanese, therefore I'm this special person and I will get tons of women at my feet.
Yes, definitely not the case. That is not the
LBH.
case.
I was like, I was listening to these two girls talking about it, and I was like, that is savage. Like
That's
if you don't
savage,
if you
bro.
don't know what they're talking about, and they're like, shut the LBH. It's like, oh, let me just. Thankfully, though, I think there's people that are here for a long time know that that's not the reality at all, right? I find that those types of people they're not a lot of the long timers that you find here in Japan, right? Those types of people I think get their dreams crushed rather quickly and then like flee the country. But yeah, LBH, man, interesting little slang for you.
Okay, so how long have you been dating your girl, bro?
About a year next month.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Any Kinembi plans? Any anniversary plans?
I don't know, man. We're probably gonna go to Kanazawa and just mac out over there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just back
Beautiful.
out. Love
That's
it. Love the
beautiful.
slang.
Yeah.
And I guess so. Like you said, you're looking to have kids, so you're ready to have some interracial babies.
How many do you want?
I don't know, man. That's down the line though. You're
Down
putting me
the
down the
line.
spot. Like,
How
man,
have you don't mind me asking? How old are you, bro?
34.
34.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm the
yeah.
young in here. What are you? 40?
49.
49, as it should be.
49,
Yeah, okay. So very, very cool. So you're going to get the roots down. Been here for a couple of years. We're just rolling with that one. Yes. So I guess we've already touched on the profession. So I was going to say, like, if you had to pick where you want to set your roots down, do you see yourself living in the city? Do you want somewhere like more rural, or where would you say is like your perfect place of where you would want to like settle down here in Japan?
Damn, you know what? Like, I'm a city boy at heart, man. And then when I was living in Habikino, that was like the straight up rurals of, you know what I mean?
Daikon everywhere, as far as the eye can see.
Yeah, man. And so I was like, yo, I can't live there by myself. You know what I mean? Maybe when I have a family, but even so, I have to like be cautious because like it's gonna be so boring. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Same.
and it's
Yeah, that's how I
sometimes it
feel.
could be. You know what I mean? It can get difficult, like
pros
making
and
new
cons.
friends. You know what I mean? Like out there. You know what I mean?
Well, especially in the countryside,
Yeah.
without a doubt. Yeah, you're not not a lot of young expats running around in that environment. So
Right.
So, I guess we can just end it by saying, okay, what type of advice would you give people who are trying to get over here to Japan, having your amazing story of
Perseverance.
battling sex shops, tobacco?
how do someone
Sex
who's in that
shops and
situation that's
tobacco.
maybe not in the best position, but has the desire to
Ooh,
see it through
yes.
to this type of lifestyle. What would you recommend on that journey for that type of person?
I mean, yo, finish school.
Finish school is a
Avoid
good
girls.
start.
Don't get pregnant out there and come here single, and that's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
guys,
That's all
don't get
all
pregnant.
Get your school. Don't come here with kids.
Yeah,
we cut it
that's
on that, guys.
That's
Thank you for tuning in. Ant, it was an absolute pleasure having you on the channel, man.
Appreciate you.
Definitely love hearing the story.
Nice.
If you guys like this episode, please tune in again. Subscribe, share, tell your friends, all that good stuff. Check us out on Spotify, hopefully soon on Apple Podcasts if Apple stops giving me headaches with getting registered. And come back next week for more episodes of the Kansai Collective. Before we go, again, the deck here in Honmachi, Japan, Hinomaru for the clothing, Edge Wilderness for your outdoor gear, and Dronex Kabushi Gaisha, bringing you the Kansai Collective every week, and we'll see you guys again. Peace.
Kansai Collective. West side of Japan, we out here coolin', Zane and Nessa got connections.